The big question: would you buy to live, buy to let, or does Leeds need more investment before you even think about it? Right, let's have a butchers and see wagwan. This is an auction property. Always read the legal pack. As well as auction fees, you may have additional costs and other property problems. Today we are viewing a freehold through mid-terrace house, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. The on-street parking is free and there is a small courtyard to the front and the back of the house. From Leeds station, it is a 12-minute drive, 40 minutes for the walkers, 11 minutes for the cyclists, 28 minutes on the bus and a 3-minute walk to the bus stop. There is no storage in this property. The EPC rating is D and the house is 68 square meters. The property is owned by local landlords. The buyer premium, what the buyer needs to pay the seller, £650 plus VAT as a contribution towards the seller's legal and administration costs, and £150 plus VAT for the transfer. This property has a 28-day completion. I viewed the property thinking this was a great first time buyer house. Bare excitement. It's a freehold, 2 bedrooms, low maintenance courtyard if you're not green fingered like that. It's got a cellar at the back of the property, so if you have a bike you can store it there and not bring the bike into the main property. Yes, the property is full of possessions that you're going to have to get rid of, but if you follow the channel, we have viewed probate property. Possessions are left behind. We are used to that. We have also viewed property where the tenants have left behind a number of possessions, especially if it's a hurried eviction. Possessions being left behind in a property for sale is an everyday story. Things don't always turn out as expected. When scanning the legals, I was so shocked, oh my days, to find details about an occupational tenant.
My gosh!
Are you serious? Like what? The property doesn't look tenanted to me. Please drop in the comments if this property looks tenanted to you. Like, am I missing something? People, please, I beg, read the legal pack or have a solicitor read the legal pack for you. If I didn't read the legal pack, I would not have known this property is tenanted. Now, I do have to admit, when I went to view the bathroom, the bath was wet. And I should have asked the estate agent, why is the bath wet? There is no such thing as a stupid question, especially if that question is going to cost you money if you don't ask. I thought the property was vacant. The sales details, both for the estate agent and the auction, didn't mention anything about a tenant. The pictures did not reflect a tenancy either. Like, oh my days, what is going on there? Oh my days, the property is tenanted. Like, I am seriously shocked. But do you know what? At the end of the day, this is an auction property. Expect the unexpected. It states the property is sold subject to the occupational tenancy and the buyer purchases the property subject to such tenancy. To add fuel to the fire, oh my days, hear this. It states, if there are any arrears, then the buyer will pay the amount of arrears less any part of them to which the buyer is entitled to the seller on completion, and the seller will, on request, assign whatever right of any it has to recover the arrears to the buyer. Is the tenant in arrears? Are you having a laugh? If that's the case, that is outrageous because I didn't see any info on any arrears. The buyer can't reimburse the tenant's arrears if you don't know how much the arrears is. How do you know what to budget for? Oh my days. Let's get into this. Let's ask the tenant setup question. Who is the tenant? The property is occupied by a single person according to the tenancy. How many people live in the property? Looking closely at the video when editing, It looks like 3 people, 3 adults. There's no sign of any children. What date did the tenancy start? So the tenancy started on the 28th of November 2024 to the 29th of May 2025, and it's probably, a rolling contract after that. Is the tenant working, student, or DSS? I ain't got no idea. How much is the rent payment? The tenancy states the rent is £500 a month. Listen, that's some mates' rates. The average room rental in Leeds is £500. So how has the tenant got 2 bedrooms for £500? Well, go on for that. Is the rent paid in full and on time? I ain't got no idea. Is there a rent statement? Nope. Do the tenants intend on staying or leaving after a sale? Ain't got no idea. Was an inventory done at the start of the tenancy? Ain't got no idea. What type of tenancy agreement is it? We do know that it is an AST, assured short hold tenancy. Did the tenant pay a deposit? Scanning the tenancy agreement, it doesn't state anywhere that a deposit was paid. Was a How to Rent guide, the latest version, issued? No idea. Was any right to rent checks done? No idea. Is there a gas safety certificate? Yes, and it is dated the 8th of February 2025. Is there an electrical certificate? Yes. The report states there is a new consumer unit and it is dated the 25th of February 2025. Is there an EPC? We have addressed this already. Does the property have any smoke alarms? Nope. Does the property have a carbon monoxide alarm? Didn't spot one. Was the property rented fully or partly furnished? And does the furniture meet the Furnish and Furnishings Fire Safety Regulations 1988? No idea. Does the property need any type of license? No. What is the state of the property? Well, it's going to need a new kitchen, new bathroom, new floorings, decorate throughout. Any property that doesn't need to be taken back to brick is a bonus. And I don't really think this needs to be taken back to brick. But it is actually a really lovely starter home. A nice first time buyer house, something to get your foot on the property ladder. It's a lovely house. Just need to figure out if the tenant is paying the rent. Is the tenant in rent arrears? Is that why the landlord is selling? Why is the rent £500? If the tenant is in arrears, what level of arrears are we talking about? We're in the wilderness, so we can only play guessing games. If we assume they pay the first month's rent and stop paying in December 2024, the arrears are already a good couple of grand. Now, there is no paperwork to indicate the tenant is in arrears. Also, there is no paperwork to indicate the tenant is up to date and all the rental payments are made. This is an auction. There's no time to ask any questions. Landlords, we are up north. Do you think you will get a 10% gross yield on this property? Absolutely not. The guide is too high and the rent is too low. Who's going to take this on? Unlike the other tenanted review, video linked at the end, this property has an AST, a valid EPC, a gas and electrical certificate. So if the buyer decides to move forward with an eviction, the process is easier than the last review. Let's do the Jim Jam test. Is a local shop close enough to pop in our Jim Jams on a Sunday morning? Looking at rentals, what are 2-bed houses in the local area on the market for? Looking at short-term rentals in the local area, how much can we charge per night for 4 guests? Looking at sales, what are 2 beds in the local area on the market for? And we have our shop. What have I learned from this review? This is a reminder to ask the stupid questions. I thought the property was vacant, so there is no logical reason for the bath to be wet. If a property has possessions, double check the property is actually vacant, and always read the legal pack or get a solicitor to read the legal pack for you. Let's have a look at the sales history of the property and if the property sold.